gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number. You know what? 295. 295. Can you even like for those of you who are new here, for 295 straight weeks, we have done a vlog, a business vlog, and like those of you who've been around know, this vlog is about you. And the reason why I love doing it so much is that there's not a lot of show, there's not a lot of bullshit. It's just, you know, me being able to talk and connect to you about something that I absolutely love, and that is entrepreneurship. There's nothing that gets me more excited, more passionate, and more pumped up than talking about business. This is your vlog, and the whole idea behind it, and the reason we started it was to take you along the journey of us building the business Tiege Hanley and the brand. And it's been amazing. You've seen some ups, you've seen some lows, and we're currently experiencing another issue, slight issue, an issue that we'll talk about a little bit later. I want to dedicate a vlog coming up very soon to our body washes that have recently hit the Tiege Hanley site. One did not hit it though, and that's a whole nother story that we'll talk about at a different time. Right, so today what I want to do is talk about the Stubble Buddy launch. We have officially been selling now for a month, and I've learned some things, I've not learned some things I wanted to learn, and it's still kind of a work in progress. So just to cut to the chase, in terms of my first month of sales, I have sold 3,000 Stubble Buddies out of the potential. I ordered 5,000 when I placed my initial order. So if you do the math, I'm selling them at 30 bucks, you know, 1,000, that's, you know, $90,000. Plus I charge $5 shipping for each of the units. So call it 100 grand in a month of selling the Stubble Buddy. Now, is that good? I don't know. I'm not really sure if it's good. I'm not sure if it's bad. I don't know if I should have sold more. I just don't know, because I'm not sure. And that's one of the things and the issues with having, you know, other businesses. You know, $100,000 is a lot of money. Any way you shake it, like literally in a month, I turned this into $1 million business. If you would annualize it, right? $100,000 a month, $1.2 million. Now, if I did nothing, could I continue the growth trajectory of this and sell $100,000 worth every month? No, absolutely not. Because the reason why I sold so many was because it was a launch, right? I did a video, I talked about it, I did a video on my YouTube channel talking about it, and we promoted it, you know, social media. And so the excitement was there. We had a list. We built a list of a bunch of people that were interested in buying it. And so when we got it in stock, boom, we sent an email, bang, we get customers. And so, you know, sold a bunch of them. Now, in order to keep selling them, I need to keep talking about it. We have been featured in 3 pretty big publications, 3 tech publications, and I was really excited about that. I thought, oh cool, this is awesome. It's gonna move a lot of units. Guess what? It didn't move a lot of units at all. We sold some, but not that many. And so it was interesting though, because the thing that I really wanted to figure out this first month, actually, I take that back. I need to figure out before I place like a big order. So just to let you know, I did order another inventory round, right? Not a lot. I ordered like 3,000 more because I still am not sure what I'm going to do in terms of this product and how I'm gonna sell it. And the reason is because when I decided to do this product, I thought that this was a great product that really demonstrates well, it's quick, it's easy. Once you see it, you get it. And the idea is that this is going to be a product that I can just dump money behind and advertise because you get it really quick, and it's a very useful product that a lot of people have been loving and getting and really been happy with it. And so the idea is that this is a product that I can just basically figure out an advertising mechanism, some type of video, and then just throw money behind it and advertising on Instagram, on Facebook or YouTube or wherever. And so the idea was that, okay, we're gonna launch it, we're gonna, you know, just kind of like sell and see what people think and start getting reviews in. But then the other part of this, and the actual more important part of this, is for me to figure out that advertising mechanism. Can I convert this product to a cold audience, meaning they don't know Alpha M, they don't know Aaron, they don't know Stubble Buddy, they don't know nothing, for a cost that is going to afford me the ability to actually make a profit? And I don't know that yet. I still don't know if that's in the cards or even a possibility. The idea was that I was going to take my advertising agency that I use for Pete and Pedro, which I spend about, well, it depends on the month, but right now, currently I'm spending $50,000 a month at Pete and Pedro for paid advertising. You know, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram, like stuff like that. So I spend $50,000 a month, and I get currently about a 4-to-1 on my spend, right? So if I spend $50,000, I'm gonna make $200,000. So that's kind of, you know, now, because, and this is kind of a little bit in the weeds, but because of, you know, some of the updates with Facebook, it's getting a little bit more challenging and tricky to actually track the effectiveness of advertising and the dollars and the spends and conversions and CPAs and all that. But all in all, it's basically a 4-to-1. Now, here's the thing. With the Stubble Buddy, I thought that I was going to be able to go to my agency because we talked about it, and I was going to say, okay, let's pull off or peel off a little bit of money and just test, do some test ads to some cold traffic to see what we can do. Can we get the CPA down around $5, $10? Because if we can, guess what? Boom, I'm just going to spend a bunch of money, sell a bunch of these things, cold traffic, bang, and that's what I'm going to do. But my agency, when we went to them, and we're like, okay, we're ready to roll this test out now. We think we have some learnings that we've accomplished over the course of the past month. They said, okay, to set up a new campaign for the Stubble Buddy, it'll be $3,500. And I'm like, wait a second, you didn't tell me this before. He's like, well, you know, and I'm like, you know what, go pound sand. Like, no, I'm not. I feel like I got extorted a little bit, just anyway. They didn't tell me this earlier, and literally to set something up like this, it's not that big of a deal. It literally is a money grab. And so I got pissed off, and I'm like, screw that. But what we're going to do, I said, okay, fine, then spend the $50,000, not 50, but spend $10,000 or $15,000 and advertise this through Pete and Pedro. The downside to this is that it's going to send traffic to Pete and Pedro. So I sell this a few different places. I sell it on Amazon. I've sold about 200 or 250 units on Amazon. Sell it on Pete and Pedro website, but I also sell it on StubbleBuddy.com. So that was the other thing that I needed to figure out. Okay, where is the most beneficial place for me to send the traffic? The advertising that I have done on my YouTube channel was go to the StubbleBuddy.com. Got a website, got all my videos. Stubble Buddy, I got thestubblebuddy.com, I got StubbleBuddy.com. Okay, go there, go there, go there. Okay, well, guess what we found out? Found out that what they buy is this. They spend $30 plus $5 shipping, and that's it. Some people would buy two, but that's it. If they buy it on Pete and Pedro, guess what happens? The average order value goes up because there's a lot of other stuff there for them to buy. They go for the Stubble Buddy, they're like, yo, let me grab a beard comb, let me grab a beard oil, let me grab some other stuff. And so, after experimenting for a week, we decided, okay, well, let's throw some additional products up on the Stubble Buddy website. There's some plugins that you can do to basically upsell. And so we did, and guess what happened? 30% of the people that go now to the Stubble Buddy also buy other things and increase that average order value from $30 to $55. But I still don't know. I still don't know whether or not I can convert the Stubble Buddy at a CPA to a cold audience low enough that I still make a decent profit. Now, in terms of decent profit, I'm not sure what that is. I'm still not really, I haven't figured that out yet. I'm still, like I said, this is a product and something that I've been sort of testing and trying and hoping to figure out. And I will figure it out, just not in the speed in which I thought I would. I thought I was going to be able to figure this out sooner, but with anything in business, typically things take longer than you hope or anticipate. And this is one of those things. The good news is, I made $100,000 in 4 weeks. That's great. $1 million business. Boom, right off the bat. Now, will it continue to actually be $1 million business if I don't figure out the paid advertising? Hell no. It's going to go like this month already. So what is it? The day I'm filming it, so a week in, $15,000 in the first week at the StubbleBuddy.com. Now, the truth is I sell a lot on Pete and Pedro as well, and so it's kind of like 50% on the Stubble Buddy, 50% on Pete and Pedro. But the customer is more valuable if they buy it through Pete and Pedro than the Stubble Buddy because of, like we said, that average order value. And once they're in the Pete and Pedro ecosystem, then they're like they're getting emails, they're in the system, and the long-term value of a Pete and Pedro customer is going to be much higher than the Stubble Buddy, because the Stubble Buddy, you're going to buy it once. You might buy a few for holiday gifts or for a friend, or if you break yours or whatever. But the average order, or the LTV, the lifetime value of that customer for the Stubble Buddy isn't there. But I just wanted to let you know and give you an update. The other option is, okay, do we make this an Amazon only product? Do I put this on Amazon, make it Prime, don't charge for shipping, and basically target ads to everybody who is buying the beard bib, or, you know, the back blade, or any other product that is being sold right now currently on Amazon, and just hammer ads and move the units that way? Could I sell 1 million of them? All right, my margins are going to be lower because I'm going to eat shipping, which shipping is the devil. Like, that is the thing. That is probably the biggest pain in the butt that you are going to face if you are somebody that has an e-commerce business that is selling stuff and shipping stuff. Shipping is the devil. It is expensive. It is slow. Now it's even slower than it's ever been. And DHL and the USPS and FedEx and UPS, like, it's hard, and it's really hard to figure that out. That is, other than your product cost, is going to be like your #1 expense is shipping costs. Shipping is so expensive and challenging. So anyway, back to Amazon. If I sell this on Amazon, put it on Prime, just sell it, I'm eating shipping, which, call it $5, right? So there's $5 margin gone. The percentage that I'm also losing from having it be Amazon and selling it on Amazon, boom, that's gone. And so, but is it something where I can sell more? And it's one of those questions that we've talked about on a few vlogs now. Is it better to sell less of something at a higher margin, or more of something at a smaller margin? It's all over the board, and I'm not sure. And so that is something that I'm still figuring out. I will give you an update later, a few months from now, once I kind of learn a few more things and understand this business a little bit better, this product a little bit better. But I just wanted to come on because I told you about it, and maybe you got something out of this rambling rant, and maybe you didn't. But either way, you got it. So in last vlog, I talked a little bit about watches. And if you guys have followed me at all, you know that I love watches, right? I love watches. I love talking about watches. I love looking at watches. And you guys liked hearing me talk about watches. And I saw a comment about, you know, hey, it would be really cool for you to geek out over watches for an entire episode. Leo, my boy Leo, said that he enjoyed the watch talk. And so I guess I got to do a watch video here coming up in the next few weeks. Alpha Talks Watches. So if you guys have ever looked at luxury watches, they are insane in terms of the price right now. Everybody is charging 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% above MSRP, which is insanity. And so the crazy thing is that 3 years ago, when I was buying, when I was really kind of like buying watches a little bit more than I am now. I don't care to buy any more watches right now. I'm good. There was an authorized dealer that was giving me, I bought a white face Daytona, Rolex Daytona. He gave me 30% off of the retail price. He was giving me discounts on all of these watches that I was buying from this dude. And then all of a sudden things went crazy. And so it's only been in the past few years that things have just gotten insane. And it was really because Rolex and some of these other dealers have stopped producing as many watches, and they're trying to squeeze the gray market. Anyway, all of that to say, if you are somebody that has their eye on, or one day wants to own a super high-end expensive watch, now is not the time to buy. Because even though you don't plan on selling it or anything like that, right? You never plan on selling it, but if you ever need to sell it, you're literally going to lose like half your money. Like half your money is going to be gone because you're buying it here. And in a few years or whenever, the market will adjust. It will correct. It will come back down. If you walk into a jewelry store now, or an authorized dealer for anybody, Patek, for AP, for Rolex, right? Even Trudeau. Like Trudeau sells like a bunch of different watches, a bunch of different brands, Panerai, and some other like, what else they have? IWCs. Anyway, I love watches. I love Panerais too. It's an Italian like military watch. So sick. It's just too big for me. But they do sell like a 40-inch version, or 40-millimeter version. You want me to geek out about watches? See, you get me talking about watches, then I can't shut up. Anyway, if you walk into any of these stores, it literally looks like they just got robbed. They don't have anything. And and then you go online, you go to any of these these stores or these sites like Chrono24, and it's literally twice as expensive, 30%, 40% more expensive than you can get than the retail price, I should say. The problem is nobody has them retail, and so everybody is paying it. Don't do it. Don't be stupid. Don't waste your money. Just hang tight. Hold on. Eventually, you'll be good. Plus, there are a lot of amazing, affordable watches out there that aren't jacking everybody up and like robbing people. And it's not the companies. It's not Rolex. It's not AP. It's not Patek. They're not the ones that are technically making it more expensive. It's their limited production and distribution that is making people charge more, but people are paying it, and the watch world is crazy right now. If you guys want me to do a watch video, drop me one of these to be like, yo Alpha, let's talk watches. So in terms of business questions, there really weren't that many. There was one question about that says a business question, but it's not. He says, how do you stop letting people take advantage of you? And how do you, that's not really a business question, but something that here's, apparently today's vlog is all over the place. If you've got a business question, start a real business question. This isn't technically like a business question, but I'm gonna give you a little insight to my world right now. So if you've got a business question, down below, start it with business question and ask your question. Next week, I'm going to be in Chicago. We are going to be in Chicago. I'm taking my little vlog set up, and we are going to Chicago for the official first in-person meeting in 18, 19, 20 months. It's been a long time, and I can't wait to go to Chicago. I can't wait to do my normal routine. I can't wait to go for a run in the morning around Lake Michigan. I can't wait to see Rob and Kelly and kiss their handsome faces. I can't wait to go out to dinner. I can't wait to meet all the people I've never met before. I can't wait to go to Chicago. It's going to be fun. Down below, though, if you've got a business question, start it with business question and ask it. Next week in Chicago, I won't get to your question, but I'll look back the next vlog to see if you had any business questions. Huh? Right there? Okay. So the other thing so yesterday I did a podcast. I got asked to do an interview. And this was the second time I have been sort of like caught off guard about the podcast or interview. I thought I was going to be talking about, grooming and style, because that's kind of what this guy does. It turned into a 20-minute inquisition about me, my abuse, and the fact that I was emotionally abused in therapy. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. And the reason why I don't want to talk about it, it's not that I don't I've talked about it. But he was going and really it's the second time it's happened. Mixer G with Andrew Warner, he caught me off guard and really went for it. And he saw that I was uncomfortable and he kept going after it. And this guy did the exact same thing. And so he was I'm like, how do I tell him, okay, let's move on? And the reason why it really, I don't love talking about it is because of my mom, honestly. It's okay, every time I talk about abusive stepfathers, every time I talk about shitty childhood or whatever, if my mom is going to watch that, it's like gutting her all over again. And it's she's already had to hear it multiple times. She gets it, right? And she feels terrible about it. And we both, it's part of our story. It's part of our history. But by constantly pulling off the Band-Aid and ripping the scab open, it just makes me feel terrible for her. And so whenever anybody asks me anything like that, I never share the podcast. I'm like, whatever. And this was one and the other thing that this guy asked me about yesterday was money. He kept going about money. And I'm like, seriously, dude? I don't, Andrew Warner did the same thing. I'm uncomfortable talking about money. And he's like, well, why are you uncomfortable? I'm like, I don't know. Why don't you tell me about your penis size? I don't it's let's talk about it. Come on, how big really is it? No. Give me, it's kind of one of those things where it's okay, I don't want to talk about it. It's not something I'm comfortable talking about. I know that a lot of people talk about it, but typically the people that are talking about it are the ones that are trying to get you to buy a course that's going to teach you how to make it. Now, okay, I talked about it today in terms of money, but I told you I was going to talk about it with this. And this is just a product. It's not my businesses. This is not how I make my revenue or my income. And so it is okay talking about it because there's a purpose. But when people are interviewing me who I don't know, who just want to talk about money, how much money am I making? How much, like it's not only tasteless, it's rude, and it's uncomfortable, and I hate talking about it. So 2 things yesterday I talked about I didn't want to talk about was my abuse and my money. And I got off that call, I was so angry. I'm like, this son of a bitch. Like, I'm like, God, I need to do a better job vetting or upfront, because normally I'm an open book, right? You want to talk about stuff, I'll talk about it. But when they start like hammering, and I'm fine like mentioning it, but when they just hammer and hammer and hammer, well, what did they really do? Well, why? Why did you feel that way? And what did you do? And how did therapy work? And why blah, 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 blah. I'm like, really? Like, can we talk? Like, and this guy talks about style normally. That's the thing that's so crazy. Anyway, it was a crazy day yesterday. It's been a little bit of a weird week, and this is a weird vlog, but I definitely appreciate you being and hanging out this long, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I cannot wait to take you to Chicago and see the gang. We are going to have a great time. We got a lot of things that are happening, a lot of exciting things, some things that we've effed up, but that's what we do and that's how we roll. But we will fix them because that is what you do when you're a gritty entrepreneur like we are at Tiege Hanley. Guys, we love you more than our double monk strap shoes, and we'll see you in Chicago.